actually, in 18B, Nell Alk. And she and I met at our rooftop garden party this spring. And she is a reporter for all things cultural and fabulous in the city. So fashion, music, all of that. And she actually is a top 10 finalist in the Sunglass Hut Full-Time Fabulous Contest. And she'll tell you a little bit about that, but that's why we're wearing these amazing sunglasses this morning, which we'll now take off so you can see our eyes.
Which ones did you pick out?
I got the Vogue somethings or others. Yes, they're by Vogue. They're very beautiful. I really love them. They make me feel like Jackie O.
I know. I have the cat eyes by Prada.
Very nice. So she got all these amazing sunglasses, and I'm an Aries, which rules the head, so I particularly love sunglasses. And so tell me about the contest and what you're doing, and it's a pretty big deal that you're a top 10 finalist.
It is a pretty big deal that I'm a top 10 finalist. Basically, there was a call for video entries, 60-second video entries, with people kind of showcasing why it is they'd be a great candidate to be the face of Sunglass Hut for the next year, which is
how is this not the most fabulous face of Sunglass Hut?
Thank you. Then, yeah, the prize entails a 12-month contract with Sunglass Hut, and you get to blog about fashion and kind of anything else you want that kind of ties into the Sunglass Hut brand for 12 months, and you get to travel and go to fashion shows and live in New York, and it's just kind of amazing.
Totally living the New York dream.
Yeah, and
every girl's dream.
And for a writer who, like myself, who, you know, it's not a high-paying career, but this gives a writer an opportunity to showcase what they can do, and I think really bring a grassroots aspect to a big, major international brand.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So what happened was, yeah, there were about 350 legitimate video entries, and from there they pared it down. One main woman apparently pared it down to 75, then 50, then it went down to 25, 20, 10. And apparently it was rigorous, and so I'm very...
Apparently, yeah, and now came all the way from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Well,
yep.
I mean, she's been here for a while.
I've been in New York for a bit, but I'm still a Midwest girl at heart. I definitely share sensibilities from both areas. But yeah, I was shocked, but also just so excited to be a part of this so far. Hopefully it goes farther. I found out, I started preparing content,
yeah.
I started interviewing some of my friends, contacts in music, fashion, and whatnot, and I've got these transcripts kind of stacking up. I've got to transcribe and put some stories together in addition to the ones I've already posted. And it's been going on for about a week, since December 1st.
Yeah.
And it runs till December 31st at midnight. And yeah, I just love it. If anyone would come, check out my site, comment, like things, 5-star things. I just love it.
Yeah, if you're interested in things that are culturally related and fashion and art and film and music particularly, I know you're such a music person. So that would be all the content. And what I really want to talk about is actually what it's like to live your dream, because I know I come from a small town in Maine. Green Bay is not exactly a small town, but it's definitely different than New York, and a lot of people dream about this. And what I've been so impressed with in getting your emails and stuff for the Full-Time Fabulous contest is like the passion behind it.
Yeah.
And in a lot on my show, we talk about loving your life and falling in love with your life. So what are you doing? I mean, you're just really going for it. So what are some of the steps you've been taking to show the world that you want this so bad?
Some of the ways that I've gone about showing that I want this so bad is collaborating with my wonderful neighbor here. But it's also just been, I think it's been something from the beginning, from in high school, just knowing I was going to go to New York, going to school upstate, coming down and going to the Columbia Publishing course and getting into kind of the media world. And then just after I got a day job, I was like, you know, I need something more to fill this out. So I've been writing for between 10 and 15 outlets, on and off, different ones, different times. Over the course of the past 3 years, I literally started in December of 2007. So I've written for InterviewMagazine.com, PaperMag.com, Zinc Magazine, and I currently contribute to a few outlets, including NBC Nightside. And I hustle. I'll say about at least 80 to 90% of the time, the stories that I write are what I've pitched. So it's kind of coming from a background of like, I've got an arsenal of really great people in my court and in my corner, and I like to highlight them and give them press and attention. And some of it is just so amazing. I've interviewed like motorcycle designers, I've interviewed tattoo artists, you know, fine artists, people who have built like bars at the Classic Car Club, like so many different cool people.
So it's a combination of asking for it and the hustle,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then also wanting to help other people who you have in your court and showcasing not only yourself but also them.
Yeah.
Which are two really brilliant business practices, I have to say, just from the entrepreneurship world. You have to be willing to ask for it, and then you also have to be willing to partner up and bring people along for the ride, because A, it's more fun, and B, if you do that, it's just kind of energetically good karma, and and it's good content for you.
Yeah, there's like back when, like a few years ago, I interviewed this great guy from Brooklyn. He goes by the name of Ouija. He runs a beautiful boutique in Brooklyn called the Brooklyn Circus. There's also a location in Chicago and San Francisco, and I think possibly over in Asia. And he and I have just had each other's back since then. So it's like from an assignment I did for formatmag.com, he and I have just stayed in touch, and he actually invited me to blog for him. I haven't gotten on that yet because this Full-Time Fabulous thing is kind of full-time.
More than full-time, it seems.
I'm still maintaining a few other outlets. I'm still reporting for NBC, like tonight and Sunday. But anyway, but so I'm saying that these relationships, they stay. It's not this artificial nepotism. It's literally loving what someone else is doing, and in turn them loving the way I write about them.
That is so good. It's so important.
Yeah,
absolutely. And one of the things that I loved when we met, actually, Nell invited me up to her beautiful apartment here, and
which I'm willing to give up to live in the W, I'll tell you that.
Which would be so hard to live at the W. I mean, the way you're going to suffer. But anyway, and one of the things she has is these beautiful closets over there that are filled with these beautiful vintage shoes. And so will you talk a little bit about that, because I love shoes, and so I had asked her about what was the deal with all these gorgeous shoes, and they're lined up very beautifully. I might do a little B-roll to show you guys.
Sorry, I just kicked my leg like in front of her face. Let me just show you again. Here's one of them.
It's so gorgeous.
These were my grandmother's, and I would say about 75% of my shoe collection came from my grandmother. They weren't gifted to me, but my mother likes to hang on things, and she held on to my grandmother's dresses, shoes, belts, bags, scarves, like silk scarves, and I turned like 18, or just at some point I was like suddenly very conscious of high heels and just different looks and not just wearing the standard, black kitten heel. And I was introduced to this world of shoes, and I go, oh my God, I fit her size, 4.5 or 5, which is like midget feet.
It's like the teeniest, tiniest feet ever.
So I feel really fortunate, and beyond feeling fortunate, and I don't mean to sound corny, I just love that I can kind of bring a piece of her with me, because I think my grandmother is one of the most beautiful, amazing people that ever existed, especially in my life, and that's no kidding. She was a wonderful woman named Eleanor. I'm her namesake. My real name is Eleanor. I go by Nell, and I have since I was little. But she was a classy, gracious, poised woman, and I like to carry on that legacy through how I dress and through how I carry myself. So it's
so
just
beautiful. I love that, and that she's your muse. So in so many ways for your whole love of fashion, and that you infuse everything that you do kind of with that sense of class and legacy and understanding where we come from. It's really beautiful. So definitely check out Nell, and her website is below, where you can comment on her blog, share it on Facebook, tweet about it, like it.
5-star it.
5-star it. So those are all of the ways that you can help her win this contest, which I believe she really needs to win, because she's bringing something new and fresh and very grassroots to a huge corporation, which I adore. I have bought many pairs of sunglasses at Sunglass Hut, and I think that it's so brilliant of them to bring in that energy, because what we all really want is to genuinely connect with somebody, and you're really easy to connect with.
This says only connect.
Oh, perfect.
It's kind of like, it's from...
Pull that up just a little. Only connect. That's her tattoo.
It's one of my tattoos. It's from E.M. Forster's novel Howard's End, and it's one of 2 quotes I bear on my...
What's the other one?
The other one is Emily Dickinson, and it's up here. Note, it's not a tramp stamp, it's up here. And it says that it will never come again is what makes life so sweet.
Oh,
so I'm just trying to make the most of it.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.